Geese are the great migrators of the waterfowl world. By flying in a V, they save energy on their marathon journeys because in this formation, each bird is helped along by the wake of the one in front. They sometimes travel over 2,000 miles between their summer and winter homes. At the first sign of food, an Andean condor leaves its cliff nest and swoops to the ground. The condor is the world's largest bird of prey, and it has an appetite to match. It can eat several pounds of meat at a single sitting. Here, a visiting eagle vies for its share of the carcass. With his tail feathers fanned, a male capercaillie challenges any rivals, while a female looks on. Male capercaillies fight to control a courtship arena, to give them the best chance to mate. Although the fight looks violent, injuries are rare, and the fight will stop as soon as one bird admits defeat and flies away. In the African pool, little egrets stride through the shallows. They feed by stabbing any fish. In the African pool, little egrets stride through the shallows. They feed by stabbing any fish that comes within range, and once caught, swallow their catch whole, head first. Black herons sometimes fish by using their wings to cast shade over the water. This may help them to see their prey, or else attract fish by seeming to offer a safe hiding place. Frigate birds spend most of their time over the sea. To feed, a frigate bird glides down close to the surface and snaps up food with its long, hook-tipped beak. Although they are seabirds, they do not have waterproof feathers, and they never deliberately land on the water. Unlike humans, birds do not have a larynx. Instead, their voice box, the syrinx, is lower down, where the trachea splits into two bronchioles leading to the lungs. To sing, the bird forces air out of its lungs and air sacs and over the membranes. These vibrate, producing sound which travels up the trachea and out of the bird's beak. Some songbirds, such as this nightingale, can produce two different notes at the same time, which gives them an extraordinary double voice. This male great tit is calling to his female partner. Bird calls are short, simple sounds that are produced by both sexes in response to everyday situations. Songs are longer and more complex sounds produced by male birds, usually during the breeding season only. They're generally used to warn away potential rivals and to attract a mate. Many birds produce songs, but they are most elaborate in songbirds. These king penguins, waddling in tandem and stretching their necks, are indulging in a pair bonding ritual. Penguins nest closely together in colonies for warmth and safety, but such cramped conditions can lead to disputes. This young male has strayed too close and will be driven off by the others. Fighting among colonial species is highly ritualized, and birds rarely hurt each other seriously. For young wood ducks, home is a tree hole as high as 30 feet above the ground. Within 24 hours of hatching, they leave the nest. The ducklings scrabble toward the entrance, spurred on by the calls of their mother waiting far below. Then, one by one, they jump into the air and sail downward. Their wings and feet act like parachutes, and their fluffy plumage helps to slow the speed of their fall and cushion the impact as they hit the ground. The pheasant feeds on the ground, where danger is ever present. If a fox catches the bird's scent, it works its way upwind, but the pheasant is alive to the danger. Its first reaction is to run, but if it is cornered, it explodes into the air in an almost vertical takeoff. However, because of its weight, it can only fly short distances, and once its energy is spent, the pheasant becomes easy prey. The male peacock's courtship display is one of the most dazzling sights in the entire bird world, and here he proudly exhibits his glittering iridescent tail feathers. The female, or peahen, will only mate with him if he seems fit and healthy.
A duck uses its vision as an early warning system. Its eyes point sideways, allowing it to see almost all around without moving its head. Its vision is not particularly keen, but it is good at noticing anything that moves, even if it approaches from behind. The duck's forward vision is not nearly as sharp as the vulture's, but because it finds its food largely by touch, this does not matter. A vulture uses its eyesight to spot food from great distances as it circles high above the ground. In each eye, the central part of the retina, the screen where the light is focused, is packed with light-sensitive cells. These cells give the eye extremely high resolution, which means that it can detect very small objects. The vulture's eyes also have overlapping fields of view, which allow the bird to judge distances.
Using a good pair of binoculars will help you to watch birds in most habitats without getting so close that you disturb them. Good birding binoculars magnify between 7 and 10 times and are ideal for watching birds like great tits and blue tits feeding at a backyard table. Some binoculars magnify more than this, but they usually have a small field of view, which means that you see less of the scene in front of you, making birds harder to spot and more difficult to follow. In a few habitats, such as lakes and mountains, birds can be so far away that not even binoculars make them clear. So the only way to see birds like this kite harassing its prey is to use a telescope. Telescopes magnify more than most binoculars, but they have a small field of view and are more sensitive to shakes, so it is important to rest them on something solid, like a tripod or car. This nature reserve in Scotland is home to the protected osprey. A conservation officer checks a nest while the parent circles warily. He removes the chicks and brings them to the ground to measure and tag them. Banding will make it easy to identify the individual birds when they've grown up and left the nest, and this helps conservationists monitor declining bird populations.